Hello. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well. I will be kind of sharing this after the live session as well. So I haven't done a live video in a while, and I have written down some notes. So I just wanted to kind of go live and sort of free flow a little bit about what I've been going through, what I've been processing, what I've been discovering about myself. So let it just sort of come from source, or whatever you want to say, as it were. I did write down some notes, so I have to follow it. But let's just say right now, if you're just new to my channel, hit subscribe, and I guess that little bell next to it, you can hit the bell so you can be notified of other stuff we may upload. And also on the side there, on our featured channels list, there is the other our web series. So this is just our main YouTube channel, but then we have Nate and Lauren, How They Met. We have Time Keys, which is the Doctor Who fan fiction. We have Explore with Ashley Lee. So those are the other three that if you find them in our featured channel, hit subscribe. And we always try to subscribe back. And then lastly, share. If you like this video, or if you like any videos we share, feel free to share them, tell your friends about them. I really appreciate that. If you want to support us, www.patreon, that's patreon.com/CafeGirl Productions. Anyways, so that being said, let's just talk for a little while. So this is what I'm calling this video is self-discoveries and growth during the time of COVID-19. I think we've all kind of had to basically slow down and reflect on our life. I mean, it's been about almost 3 months now. I mean, we're starting to reopen our country, our states are starting to reopen, whatever that means. It's not such a shock. It's more of a quote normal, although I am starting to realize that normal isn't healthy. Normal isn't, falling into this kind of routine or this sort of normal can be comfortable. We can fall into something and it can become comfortable, and we fall into that routine and then we don't grow. But that being said, this idea of coronavirus, COVID-19, being quarantined, being socially distanced, 2 months ago, it was all new, and it was like something that made us just go, oh my God, this pandemic, this is really happening. And now we go out, we know, we're kind of used to the masks and the protests and the, being 6 feet apart and, not having that closeness with people like we once did. And so it's just sort of, we're used to it. It's interesting how fast we adapt to things as humans. But it's been for me a chance to slow down and reflect and to prioritize. And this last year, every month, start of the year, I did my vision board, intention board for the year. And then every month since then, at the beginning of every month, I do an intention board for that specific month. And so when this all happened, I had done these intention boards, these vision boards, and I had these kind of goals in mind from the work that I was bringing in and from what I wanted to accomplish on a financial level, on a professional level, all of that, career, emotional, spiritual, all that stuff. And of course, COVID-19 came in and I had to sort of like rework it. But I told myself, this changes nothing. I'm going to get there. I just have to rework how I will get there. So the intention was still there. The intentions was still there, but I had to rework how I would get there, and focus in on that. And I think that goes into something I wrote down later, but I'll say it now. How I reach my intentions, how I attain them. I've noticed I have, on my vision boards, I put up kind of goals or what I want to accomplish that week, pictures, magazines, for the month, for the year. And they're all based on cycles, if what I want to attain. And then I have little steps that I do, little lists for each day that I will accomplish for that day to get to the next level. Like, for example, I've been in post-production for all of the web series, and I've finished one. One is mostly like all done. I just have to go back and tweak it and then release it to the sound crew. And then the other one, I'm on the Nate and Laura and How They Met season 2, the romantic comedy. And I'm on episode 5 of 6. I'm like about halfway done with it. But I just do like an hour a day of that, and then I'm done. And that seems like, why don't you just finish it? It's like, well, that's what I want to do. That's how I want to do it. It's not so insurmountable. And I get it done. And it feels enjoyable. It's not like a task that I feel burdened with. So yeah, and so it's just those little cycles, those little steps that get me through those larger goals, and it kind of happens in a cycle. So I had this goal. I needed to take care of my cat, and I had taken her last year to the vet, and I had this line of credit, and I had to pay off the line of credit, and I was paying it off, and I had the intention that I was going to take care of her. She had a tooth issue, and I finally took her in, and as of this last month, and I got that tooth removed. And now I realize I have another cycle, and that's I have my Sonic, my car outside that needs a new engine, and I'm going to get that fixed. So I'm going to start processing, like going around asking people, getting estimates, and then getting a loan for it and getting it fixed and figuring out what I want to do from there. So it's a cycle, and it's little steps that get me to the goals I need to get, the intentions, and they all kind of happen in cycles. When I finish this whole editing process, I know I'm going to go into a series of writing and really trying to hone in on learning how to write the guitar, or learning how to play the guitar and write songs and do all that, just because and write just write. I've got a lot of scripts and novels and stuff I want to write on, and so that once I get everything edited and I'm done and I can start releasing it, the web series, then I can start on that. So it's like cycles to reach to the biggest goals. I've been really realizing lately that I have issues with believing I am loved and worthy of love. I don't love myself. I don't believe that people love me. I've been really dealing with my trauma issues and stepping back a lot from people that are toxic in my life, and that has really opened me up. And this whole process has been able to slow down and not be distracted by life, but be able to slow down. I'm home more because I'm not working out of the home as much. I still have my dog walking, and but I'm not house sitting. I'm not nannying. My modeling is now virtual, so I do it from home, which is fun. And then other than that, the business, I'm also thinking about that and how I can have products and services for all of you out there that are beneficial, but also can be sustainable. So all of that, I realized that my career is not separate. My career and my finances are not separate from my emotional or spiritual health and wellness and life. And so I'm marrying those two together. Now that I have had work and am moving forward, paying off every month. Like last year I was like in the hole and I wasn't working as much, but then this year I've worked a lot. I worked a lot more, and even now I'm still working a lot, as in like survival type jobs. And so I've been paying off debt and paying off my bills and moving forward, saving money. I have like I've got the business account and my personal savings account and money and elsewhere. And because of that, you don't have that worry, that pit of your stomach, like, how am I going to do this? I can't do this. I want this, but I can't get there. You just have the sense of peace. You don't have to think about that. So you can actually start to think about, okay, you know what? I am worthy of money. Money isn't evil. It's a tool, and I'm actually worthy of it. I am worthy. You are worthy as artists, as human beings. We don't have to slave away. We don't have to be in this sense of like, poverty conscious or starving artist conscious. And I realized I was living there for a while. And then, but from that, I started to think about what it means, what success means, what abundance means. And it's just a kind of, it just comes from a emotional stability and wellness and peace. And it doesn't necessarily mean true meaning of success and abundance doesn't necessarily mean, financial abundance or wealth or being famous. If I don't get a lot of likes on Facebook, if I don't go viral, or if I do go viral, it's the same thing. And that said, like, I've always been, you always sort of focus on that someday when I reach my goals. Well, I'm trying to find success and kind of abundance and peace in the journey, in each day, and accomplishing these little goals each day gives me that sense of success. And it's not about whether I'm liked, it's that I put that art out there, I put myself out there. That being said, I've been looking back on everything I created, everything CafeGirl created, and looking back about how I was back then during the thick of it. And a lot of it was fun. The majority of it was fun, but there was an inner sense in me that believed I was unworthy. Like I was some kind of fraud. I wasn't, not only was I not loved, but I was looked down upon as somehow incapable, or, this is just, it's not to be taken seriously. And I think I wasn't taking it seriously, because yes, I have had people in my life. There are people out there that don't take me seriously as an artist, or they're jealous, or they just feel like, whatever is their issue in their head, they don't value it. And so I personalized that, and I didn't value myself, and I didn't see. And now I look back and I look at all the things that CafeGirl has done and that we have put out there in the world. And I'm realizing for the first time in the world, my mind, like, I am proud of that. I'm proud of my accomplishment. I'm proud of what I've done, that I did it and I put it out there. And I look back on, who I was in the 2000s, or when I lived in California, or even when I first started this journey of getting back into acting in, I want to say 2012. Never thought I would even go back into acting, but when you look back in my 20s and whatever, I look back and I'm like, I was always hungry to do theater, to do film, to do acting, to write. I just buried it. I just was trying to please people and not live my truth and not live my true potential. And I tried to appease myself with living, having the normal job or not, and I went crazy specifically. So, and even now, as I was following that, these last, I don't know, since 2012, 8 years, I think I realized I realized I didn't value myself, and I'm starting to value myself and love myself. I realize I have relationship addictions and codependency, and I'm starting to address that. I think a lot of it comes from the trauma issues that I buried and suppressed my own feelings, my own thoughts, because it was safer to do so. Not because I wasn't feeling them, but because it was safer for me not to talk about myself or to feel it or to share it, because I wasn't going to be heard. And so I've been learning to do that, and it's given me more and more a sense of peace, and helping me, you talk about reaching your goals on a career level, professional level, but I guess baby steps when it comes to emotional and spiritual, mental healing is just opening yourself up to that communication and that vulnerability, and doing the work that I'm doing, the journaling, the writing, the reading, the therapy, and just like baby steps forward, I can see improvement even in a year ago. I've been learning to be selfish, but in a good way, in a way that doesn't harm another person. So like, when I I pick flowers for myself. I plant flowers for myself. I am trying to learn ways to be um to have fun by myself, even without money. And in addition to that, to put things out there that make me laugh or make me smile or make me feel uplifted and empowered. Um, there's some other things that I'm learning about myself that I'm not sure I'm ready to share out loud. But I'm also starting to think about releasing things from my past projects and stuff, knowing that, and relationships, knowing that it's okay. I don't have to feel bad. I don't have to hold on to it so much or hold on to them so much. I've outgrown that, and that farewell is not an ending, but it's a new beginning. I think that's all I really want to say. I'm not sure if we can, how we do the, people are actually saying things. What's this little guy right there? But I think that's what I'm going to do for now. If you have any comments, post below, and share this if you want to. Subscribe. There's more videos. Like I said, the featured channels, you'll see Nate and Lauren, how they met, Time Keys, and Explore with Ashley Lee. And I am working on, and we'll be releasing more episodes for each of those very, very soon. We're doing it. It's going to happen, even though it's taking a long time. And thank you for watching, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye.